Hickok45 here. You ever wonder why the military didn't adopt lever actions like everywhere? I mean, think about it. Back in the 1870s, this gun was available in 1873. You work one in, boom, boom. You know, you can reload it, top it off right through there. It reloads quickly. It holds a lot of rounds, 15 or more rounds. The Henry rifle was around, the 1866, 1873. Lever guns. Well, I know you wonder, because I've gotten that question a lot, and it was something that perplexed me too, to be honest with you, because you got the single shots, muzzle loaders, and when these things are out there, and then later in the 1800s, you got the bolt action, the Krag, being adopted and used when you have a whole array of lever guns available, right? Well, one of the reasons is the guns are more fragile. Okay, they're not built like a tank necessarily. The action and everything, the lever and just the way they operate with the elevator, they get banged around too much. You're going to have trouble. You just don't. In fact, I've had some trouble with lever guns just with gravity. If you've got it turned sideways or something, it just doesn't want to work sometimes. So they're a little more fragile. They're expensive to make. A lot of moving parts. Have to be fitted just right for the action to work. Many of you who have lever guns might have had some difficulty with that, with the adjustments and the lever and the elevator, just working correctly. That can happen. So they're a little fragile and expensive to make. Another reason, flat nose bullets. You need to shoot flat nose bullets. Why? Anybody know? Yeah, because they're in this tube back to back or head to back, whatever, right? So you don't want a pointed bullet, into that primer. Okay, that could not be a good outcome. So that's a big deal right there. With a bolt action rifle, now during the muzzle loading era, back in the 1860s, that's a little different, because even if they had wanted something like this, and they did use some Henrys, there weren't enough of them. They couldn't make them fast enough to outfit the whole army, and a lot of the officers just didn't think that a soldier needed this kind of ammo availability to be able to fire that fast. They'd waste all the ammo, not hit anything. So you had all that going on back then. So that's why they're going into the field with muzzle loaders. You've seen them right here, right? Single shot muzzle loaders. So, but now later on, you have to wonder, well, it seems like this would be better than a bolt gun. Bolt gun, generally they hold about 5 rounds, but with the bolt gun, you get, I think I have one in my pocket, in fact, I meant to, yeah. You've got a cartridge that looks more like, if I can find it, yeah, looks more like that, right? A pointed bullet that will be accurate at longer range, okay? And even a 45-70 would be, have more range to it. You got all that going, but you got these pistol rounds basically in these guns. So military doesn't necessarily want to go to the war with pistol bullets. Really, the 1873, most of the lever guns, the really popular ones, the 1892, they chambered a pistol round essentially, right? So you could have a better bullet, more powerful and pointed, but you got to stack them on top of each other. So if you hadn't thought of that, that's another reason. Then of course the shooting from the prone position, which is important if you're in the military. Now I've not been in the military, but it's hard to work that lever, right? That would be a difficult thing to do. With a bolt gun, your bolt's up here and you're just working the bolt, and you don't have to really change position much. But if you're down there close to the ground and you've got to bring that lever down, that could present problems, right? Yeah, so that's another big reason, okay? And just all those reasons combined. Now there were some militaries in Europe, I think, that actually used the 1873, so it wasn't unheard of. It just wasn't done much around the United States.